Hi everyone. Today we're going to be going through setting up a printer in Square to print multiple order tickets. This is a request that's asked for us by many of our clients since it's not a feature that's readily available out of the box in Square, and so we have to do a bit of setup work to do that. Some use cases for it is sometimes restaurants. They want two order tickets, one for the dining side and one for the kitchen side, so that the line chefs they have something to work with in terms of referencing the order. And then on the dining side, they can kind of see the dish that comes out, which order that corresponds to, and there's a lot of reasons to do it, a lot of business cases to do that, and yours may be different. But anyways, the point here today is we're going to be setting up the printer to be printing multiple copies. Okay, so let's get started. This is the Square Restaurant POS dashboard. For those of you working with the regular Square POS dashboard, I'll make a separate video to go through that. Okay, so I've already just logged in, and those of you who've used the restaurant POS should be familiar with this layout. I'm going to go to the bottom and hit on Account. Go ahead and tap that, okay? And then you should see the set of options come up. I'm going to go ahead and go into the printers option, which is the fourth option down. Go ahead and tap on that, okay? And here is where we set up our print stations. This term printer station that Square uses, one helpful way to think about the printer station is that it's a set of instructions in Square POS that sends to a printer that it's connected to. So it doesn't necessarily represent the printer. It's just a set of instructions to tell the printer what we want to print. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to go ahead and click on Create Printer Station. Just go ahead and tap on that, okay? And then you should see this little window come up. So I'm going to start with calling it printer name. I'm going to give that a name. I'll call it Ticket 1. Just anything easy to reference. You can call it whatever you want. Okay, and here under Select Printer, you're going to head and click on that. And here I'm not connected to any printers at the moment, but you can go ahead and select the printer that you're already connected to. And the actual connection of the printer is done on the iPad settings side. So in case your printer isn't appearing, that's probably a good place to go to look for that, especially if you're using a Bluetooth printer. Okay, so you're just going to go ahead and tap and select the printer that you want these print jobs to go to. Okay, and then hit back. All right. Now down here is what I mean by instructions. So Square gives you a set of 5 options for the printer stations: receipts, in-person orders, online orders, order ticket stubs, and void tickets in terms of what you want to print from the Square POS to the printer. Okay, in this case, I'm going to select in-person orders. I'm going to turn that on, okay? So there's some other toggle options. I'm just going to leave that as the default, but you can customize that as you like. Go back. You can see now that in-person orders has been updated to on now. I'm also going to select online orders, okay? And then go ahead and leave that as the default. I'm going to go back, and then, okay, this looks good. So what I'm trying to do is trying to print 2 copies of any in-person orders or online orders that come through the Square POS system, okay? So go ahead, save that, all right? So here you can see the ticket 1 that's been enabled. That's the printer station that we just created, and that's the set of instructions. Now the catch here in Square is that you can only send one set of instructions to the printer. So in order to send a second copy, we need to create a second printer station. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and create a printer station here. I'm going to call this one I'm just going to call it Ticket 2. Okay. Again, you can call this whatever you want. It's not relevant for Square, just something that's easy for you to remember. Now here is key is we're going to go ahead and select the printer. Now the printer that we select here, we want it to be the same printer that we just selected when setting up the first printer station. So essentially we're creating 2 sets of instructions, 2 sets of print instructions, and both these sets of instructions are sending to the same printer. So that printer will print 2 copies and of the order tickets that we want, okay? So we go ahead and select it there, and I'm going to go ahead and hit back, okay? And then here, in terms of the instructions, it's going to be identical to the print station that we just had. So I'm going to go ahead here, in-person orders, turn that on. The rest we're going to leave the same. Online orders, I'm going to turn that on. The rest I'm going to leave the same. And then I'm going to go back here and I'm going to click save. Okay. So here you can see that we've created two printer stations. One is called ticket 1, the other is called ticket 2, which are identical in terms of the instructions. So the behavior that we should see is that every time we send an order through the Square POS, whether it's an in-person or an online order, that will send both the set of instructions to the printer and it will print two copies for us. One copy for ticket 1 printer station and one copy for ticket 2 printer station. So that's all we have to do. Go ahead and close out of that window and give it a try, and it should work. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and do my best to answer them. Thank you.